Hello, I will not be playing any more Assassin's Creed Mirage, at least on stream, probably off stream as well. These are my thoughts on the game after about 2 or so hours of playing on stream. Right out of the gate, this is very much, in pretty much every sense, a return to the old school Assassin's Creed formula, and not kind of the RPG formula that you might be used to from things like Valhalla, Odyssey, or Origins, going kind of chronologically back in time. But that's not a surprise. You know, Ubisoft has marketed as such. They've definitely said that this was a smaller project and that they were kind of going back to their roots. And they did just that. I'll kind of go into why I'm not going to be going back to it. But before we get to all that, just some general thoughts on the game. First 2 hours of the game. It starts a little bit slow. I think most Assassin's Creed games do start a little bit slow. They usually do the Assassin's Creed origin story where you got to learn about the, Brotherhood and get brought in and meet the Templars and kind of set up the big bad and have some sort of confrontation where you want to kill a dude and all that stuff happens. Spoilers. There's not anything special. In terms of the actual gameplay, it's an Assassin's Creed game. You've got your towers, you've got your sneaking, you've got your piles of hay, you've got a hawk, you've got a hidden blade, you've got all that stuff. The other thing that kind of right out of the gate too that was pretty impressive, and I think holds up at least for the 2 hours, and it seems like for the entirety of the game, because I think the characters are with you for the entirety of the game. Voice acting is great. I had a really good time with that. Characters seem cool. One of them is a very recognizable Hollywood actress who plays a major role in the game. She's fantastic. It's a little bit off-putting if you've never heard her voice, I would assume. Seeing that voice come from like a female assassin was just not what I guess people would expect. I got a lot of comments in chat about that, but for the most part, it's fine. And I enjoyed it, and she did great for the most part for the 2 hours that I played. I would say not for the most part, but for the 2 hours I played, it was good. I would assume that holds up for the entire 15. Location seems cool. The map is large for what this game is. Like I said, a smaller product for Assassin's Creed. I think they're charging $50 for this, or something like $15 if you have Ubisoft Plus. It does have an in-game store on top of all that. Like usual, you can buy fancy weapons. I think if you pre-ordered, I think I had like the Prince of Persia blades and like armor that I wasn't wearing a shirt on my guy. And the weapons had like, if I dodged it slowed down time for 3 seconds or something like that. That's pre-order stuff. They had like some other packs for like $5. I think there was a $10 pack and maybe even a $15 pack. And those are all like in-game items that glow or look cool. But that stuff's been in the other Assassin's Creed, so that shouldn't be surprising to you. Ubisoft does have MTXs in all their games. Not a big surprise. Not a big surprise there. Skill tree does have a skill tree. It was pretty basic. Like the first skill tree, there's 3 different paths, and that's it. I think it maybe went 6 or 7 skills deep with like maybe max of 3 a line, minimum of 1 per line. The first one, for example, is like auto loot. For when you kill a guy, you will automatically loot them type deal. Stuff that's kind of been a mainstay in Assassin's Creed for a long time. Not anything crazy like any of the other RPG style Assassin's Creed games where you can do like X-ray arrow, bow and arrow type deal. In fact, I don't even know if you get a bow in this game. You get throwing knives. You get like equipment. I had that unlocked. Those things were pretty cool. I only had 4. I think you can increase the maximum number that you get, but I would assume there's like smoke bombs and other equipments. There was other stuff that I hadn't unlocked yet on kind of a little action wheel. I think there was 6, maybe 8 options, and I had 2 of those unlocked, a heal and a throwing knife. Seemed fine. Throwing knives were very strong. Graphics, you know, it's an Assassin's Creed game. They didn't really do anything new when it came to the graphics. It's pretty much the same engine that they've been using for Assassin's Creed for a long time. Looks very comparable to Valhalla, not anything groundbreaking. It did run really well though, for what it's worth. I run 4K on pretty much every game I play. I had everything maxed out. I think there's some RTX in the game. I was getting like 100 FPS. It's got a benchmark in it. I was getting around, I think the benchmark was like 120 or something like that, if I recall. But yeah, the game runs very well, as you would expect. Like I said, it's not that demanding of a game. The main reason I'm not going to be playing it anymore is because this game did one thing that I didn't expect it to do. I thought I was in a different camp. Apparently not. I guess I want more RPG Assassin's Creeds, and not kind of what AC was before that. And that's totally fine. Now I know. If you're wanting that old school style, hey, they built that game. For me, I got into a combat sequence kind of after the game opens up multiple times. And the first part, the first death, second death as well, I found myself, they do like red attacks for the enemies and you have to dodge red attacks just like you do in any other game. And I kept spamming B. And I think that's because I've played so many games where dodge roll is B. Dodge roll is X. And that's really weird. I don't know if I could rebind it, but I was really off. I felt really strange about that. It's got a one button parry. I think it's LB. It's got one button light attack and it's got one button power attack. So it's like, if you press RB, it's light attack. If you hold RB, it's a heavy attack. And that's kind of the combat. And I fought 4 or 5 times. I realized, oh, I'm not a fan of this. I thought I was a fan of this. I'm not. And so I dipped out. It's short and sweet. I'm just not super big on the combat, which is kind of weird because I thought I was. I think I preferred, recently I played Odyssey. I did a sponsored stream for it. But in Odyssey, you could just walk into a camp with your bow out and just start demolishing people. This one definitely prioritizes stealth and, assassinating, which is what those games used to be and now once again are. I'll be waiting for the next big RPG. I think they're planning on still doing that. I want to say that they're headed to Japan for the next big RPG. I hope that's where we're headed for that version of Assassin's Creed. But yeah, if you're looking to still play the game, it seems like there's tons of stuff to collect. Like I said, the map was fairly large for, a $50 product. It's got all the things you would expect when it comes to collecting. It's got its towers to climb. It's got a bird, so you can kind of highlight different things within the city. It's an Assassin's Creed game of yesteryear, as it were. Story-wise, I guess, somewhat spoilers for like the entirety of the Assassin's Creed franchise. I'm like slightly interested in the sci-fi stuff. I enjoy the general story of most Assassin's Creed games, but the sci-fi stuff, the like sci-fi hook with aliens and not the anime stuff. The anime stuff is kind of whatever, but the alien stuff is interesting. It like slightly touched on that, so I think it's definitely in the game. I most likely will go back and like watch a story thing before whatever the next big AC is to kind of see where they take that story and see what information unfolds. But at least in the first like 2.5 hours, not too much of it. They're definitely focusing on like the very immediate story, I guess, kind of around the characters involved. But that stuff's probably going to pop up. I'm sure it will. It's supposed to be around a 15 to 20 hour experience for story. I think completionist, if you're looking for like platinum or 100%, it's around 20 to 30. So still a good chunk of game. But yeah, for me, I learned something. I like the new school Assassin's Creeds. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's by any means a bad game. It's just It's an Assassin's Creed game that I've played before.
The Kurtan, or Star Gods, called
Thanks, Anne, for the interruption there. Little sub alert. It's an Assassin's Creed game that I've played before, and not one that I am like itching to get back to. So those are my thoughts and why I won't be playing any more Assassin's Creed Mirage on stream. I will be playing whatever the next big one is, though. Like I said, I think that's Japan. I want my big RPG. I want, you know, my item levels. I want my loot. I need that loot rarity. I want to see a gold item. I want to see a blue item. I like purple items. And now I know that's what I want for my Assassin's Creed games. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate everyone supporting the YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the sub button if you're not already subscribed. And coming up on stream, we're not sure exactly what we're going to be jumping into. But maybe another Spider-Man playthrough right before the new Spider-Man comes out. So that is that. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.